Staying now in the Carolinas, a situation story that we've been following now in York County. We're in Fort Mill. The manufacturing company, the controversial manufacturing company Silfab, where our Austin Walker has been covering now for years. It seems that there's a little bit of a change of tune. A lot of people have been complaining, moving out of the area because of their manufacturing plant. Austin now telling us that commissioners are speaking out a little bit more, and we're hearing something else now this morning. So we're going to run that story here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus.
Concerns from families were heard at Tuesday night's York County Commissioner meeting, saying that some families are already putting their houses on the market and some have already moved away because of Silfab Solar. Now, one county commissioner says others could follow suit, but there is a solution: stopping construction altogether. Wednesday, work underway on Flint Hill Elementary, a new school within the Fort Mill School District, but just a few hundred feet away in the distance, what some call a dangerous plant. Silfab Solar, a Canadian solar manufacturing plant gearing up to start production. The community weary about the manufacturing of solar panels, which they say will use dangerous chemicals.
We live in Fort Mill inside Silfab's self-reported contamination radius.
The concerns lobbed at Tuesday night's York County Commissioner meeting, some that stuck with Vice Chair Tom Audette.
I've had 3 families this week come up to me and say that they're putting the house on the market or have already put their house on the market because of having to move their kids over to the schools near Silfab.
That first feeling, I started crying.
In November, when Marissa Robbins found out her children were zoned to Flint Hill Elementary, an immediate decision was made.
We were like, all right, we got to find a home, and it has to be far enough away from Silfab that we won't be rezoned there.
The decision why, echoing among dozens of others.
The unknown risk of if there is a combustion with these chemicals, let's say xylene, it can combust if it hits air. It's not just xylene, it's all the other chemicals near it.
And in each machine.
In June of 2024, WCNC Charlotte was invited inside Silfab Solar, speaking exclusively with COO Treff McDonald. McDonald says it will use the chemicals, but argues it's safe. Robbins moving her family to the south side of Fort Mill, saying it was a tough pill to swallow.
The interest rates, the cost of living here, everything is different. So it was a huge, not only emotional decision, it was a huge financial decision.
But Robbins is like many who heard the words uttered by Vice Chair Audette, a sign of hope.
Do we have a opportunity here to have a discussion around some type of cease and desist?
Because she says maybe.
It felt like this wasn't our timing. This was pushed on us.
Others won't have to take the same steps that she did. WCNC Charlotte has extensive reporting on Silfab Solar, the only news crew to be invited inside to get a personal tour of the facility. To find all of our coverage and stories, you can find that inside our WCNC Charlotte mobile app. For now, in Fort Mill, Austin Walker, WCNC Charlotte.
Austin Walker joining us now in studio. And Austin, wow, you've been covering this for years. So yeah. Tell us, I mean, this is a little bit of against the current.
This really is a back and forth. I mean, for years we have been kind of on top of this, and actually the only news crew to be invited inside Silfab Solar. So we got to see with our own 2 eyes what the production would look like. There was been also a lot of confusion as well as been what's going on inside this building. So it was nice to really get a good hold of talking with the COO, Treff McDonald of Silfab Solar, really answering these questions. But yes, for a year, since 2022, when Silfab kind of put their stake in the ground saying this is where it's going to be. A little bit of a background story about it, though.
Yep.
It is a Canadian-based solar panel manufacturing company. So their main factory is in like the Seattle area, so they're looking to expand into the southeast, and York County basically offered the best incentives, and which is why they're both here. But the thing is, there's a difference in manufacturing. So the Seattle location is actually making the raw materials to put them together, while here is just kind of like a sandwich building. So they're taking, each piece, sandwiching together, making it all together. But still, residents really upset by this, saying the chemicals being used in that process could be very dangerous. One of them is xylene, which is very flammable. And scientists have said in the past that if you light a match, it could just combust altogether right then and there, even 100 feet away. So that's just one of the things. Another chemical as well as hydrofluoric acid, which is a very also toxic and dangerous chemical. So from all this, we've heard from people who said for years that they want to move, they want to leave, and now Fort Mill is seeing that. They're actually seeing residents either put their houses on the market, selling them all together, and moving out of South Carolina, or even just a different part of town. So commissioners have finally heard from people, and they, for the first time, kind of said, hey, we understand that your concerns are. So one of the commissioners, Commissioner Audette, told us that, and the people at that meeting, that maybe we should ask for a cease and desist on the company. The first time we've actually heard this. So this is a new development, basically.
That is eyes wide open now, it seems. And I mean, so, and what would happen though? This is such a monstrosity of a structure.
That's a good question. I mean, if you look at the production right now, they've since we did that tour back in June of 2024, coming back, they've already put so much work into place to where they've made like the steam and strip scrubber that's in the middle of the facility, lots of different developments, and also construction outside. So not sure how you can ask a company that's basically about to start running and putting things out when they've already been shipping the materials from Seattle to Fort Mill, how they could just say, hey, stop this. But at this point, it's really been stuck in litigation. There's been a lot of back and forth from also lawmakers and in the courts about what they can and cannot do. So this is just yet another roadblock for Silfab Solar, but they tell us today that they really are hopeful and persistent and say that they really don't want to do the damage or any sort of damage to the residents or the community in Fort Mill. They want to help highlight jobs, grow the economy, and also it's new energy that's not, and it's renewable. So that's one thing that they've been talking about back and forth.
Right, that's a good point. So this story is not done yet.
Not at all. I think there's going to be more updates to come, especially as we hear the fallout from those comments. If Commissioner Audette's maybe call onto the commissioners is to come to fruition, saying, hey, maybe we do stop, maybe we do take a step back, and what that could look like and how Silfab Solar retaliates.
Yeah. All right. Austin Walker, thanks for staying on top of this.
Thank you.
More to come.